Tonight, Senate moves to alter Constitution to grant full autonomy to local governments.
All states and local governments to fully comply with the recent Supreme Court judgment.
House of Reps urges government at all levels to tackle climate change as it affects environment.
There are peculiarity in some of the challenges from one state to another state. Here in Gombe, looking at the major challenges is gully erosion, which was the certain factor of that gully erosion might be to either the heavy rainfall.
Plus, correspondent on special on the role of caucuses in the Parliament. A very good evening to you and welcome to NTA Parliament News. I am Ene Ojonuba. You can watch this newscast and other programs on the platforms displayed on the screen. Senate says attempts by some governors to circumvent the recent Supreme Court judgment on financial autonomy for local government areas in Nigeria is an exercise in futility. This is because it intends to amend all relevant sections of the Constitution to ensure full financial and administrative autonomy to the third tier of governments. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the legislators were reacting to allegations that some governors want to use state assemblies to enact laws to enable them continue to draw funds from local governments' accounts.
The Supreme Court of Nigeria ruled that all funds due to local governments in Nigeria from the Federation account must be paid directly into the accounts of local governments. This ensures that local government councils operate without undue interference or control from state governments.
The issue of financial autonomy for local government was raised as a matter of urgent public importance, but divergent views from legislators led the Senate to resolve to a closed-door session. At the end of the session, the resolutions were read and adopted.
All states and local governments to fully comply with the recent Supreme Court judgment.
Will alter any aspect of our Constitution, amend any section of our laws to ensure full autonomy to the local government administrations in this country, so that it will be recognized fully in action and in fact as a third tier of government of the Federation.
In another motion from Senator Ireti Kingibe, Senate urged the federal government and other stakeholders to address the challenges of the girl child in Nigeria.
The continued marginalization of the Nigerian girl child threatens the future development of the country, and it deprives half the population of their right to education, health, economic empowerment.
And in most climes, the girl child is not given the same opportunity that the male child is given, especially in third world countries, in our local environments where people are not really exposed.
It's very important, especially in the rural areas, to carry out enlightenment campaign by the federal government in collaboration with the state government.
A few days from now, the whole world will be celebrating the International Day of the Girl Child. And I think it's an opportunity for us to ask ourselves in Nigeria, how well have we done?
Meanwhile, Senate has passed for second reading bill to establish a national commission for the eradication of child destitution. Senate honored the late Senator Jonathan Zungina with a minute's silence and urged the federal government to immortalize him. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Justice delayed is justice denied. This was re-echoed in the House of Representatives, where lawmakers are calling for an efficient justice delivery system that works for all Nigerians. This resolution of the House followed a motion on the floor seeking public hearings towards addressing perceived delay in justice delivery in the country. National Assembly correspondent Mitari Ikpen reports.
The judiciary is said to be the hope of the common man, providing a platform for marginalized voices to be heard and relief against oppression. Lawmakers at plenary call attention to the need to boost and not erode public confidence on the nation's judiciary.
In some states of the Federation, cases at the High Court, which by their nature ought to be dispensed with within months, lasts between 4 to 5 years before judgment is delivered.
Of the number of persons in our correctional facilities, I can say that over 60 to 70% are people who are awaiting trial.
The public hearing of the Constitution Review should prioritize this issue that have been deliberated firmly by the House.
To address food crisis in the country, the House advocates implementation of the Export Prohibition Act to ensure food availability and reduce cost of living for Nigerians.
The failure to implement the said legislation over time has led to severe food shortages, high food prices, increased food insecurity, and the loss of revenue for farmers and the federal government.
Lawmakers frowned at incessant cases of building collapse in the country.
We are concerned about these challenges as it affects us as a nation. My prayer is to mandate the Ministry of Works Committee to ascertain the causes and report back to the House within 4 weeks for further legislative action.
The new American ambassador to Nigeria, Richard Mills, was the guest of Speaker Tajuddin Abbas. They called for stronger ties between Nigeria and the United States.
More deeper cooperations, more mutually beneficial relationship. I have no doubt in my mind you are the right man coming at the right moment.
I really very much in my first months here wanted to have a chance to talk to the Speaker about his priorities, about the priorities of the House.
The Speaker assured the envoy of the support of Nigeria's legislature in his assignment. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikben, NTA News.
In the wake of security challenges in Nigeria, a beacon of hope flickers in the halls of the National Assembly as experts converged for dispassionate discussions on national security. The House of Representatives Committee on Internal Security convenes a 2-day workshop exploring the theme, managing security and security challenges in Nigeria. Ignatius Nkwo reports.
The corridors of legislative power stood solemn as minds converged to address a crisis that dares the nation in the face. With the drumbeat of insecurity receiving more resistance, this workshop could not be more timely. For 2 days, the House of Representatives Committee on Internal Security, in partnership with MW&J Consulting, will immerse itself in deep reflection, asking one vital question: how to uproot the various sources of insecurity in Nigeria.
Several initiatives and efforts like border control and identity management have been made in the past. However, tackling these issues has become difficult due to socio-economic and political interest laden with ethno-religious undertones.
The discussions unfolded not just as words, but as a call to action. Participants were eager for solutions to the disturbing threat of insecurity along the streets, homes, and the very fabric of the Nigerian society. Yet, within these walls, a sense of purpose fills the air as security experts and stakeholders seek to arrest the situation.
In many cases, security personnel assigned to deal with given security situation lack the expertise, and most of the time they don't have the equipment to handle the situation.
Our armed forces of Nigeria is doing wonderfully well based on the available resources to them.
As the sun sets on the first day of the workshop, the road to success remains clear, with renewed commitment to chart a course for a safer Nigeria. Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Committees and caucuses are the lifeblood running through the veins of every legislative assembly. They enable the parliament to pulse with purpose and carry out its functions effectively. In this report, Ignatius Nkwo delves into the essence, variety, and power of caucuses within Nigeria's National Assembly.
A parliament is more than a mere assembly of lawmakers. It is a stage upon which the destiny of the nation is performed. But behind the grand display of debate and resolutions lies a delicate network of alliances and shared convictions. That is, the parliamentary caucus. These caucuses are not defined by party lines alone. They draw together members from different political factions, regions, states, and genders bound by common causes and collective visions. In Nigeria's National Assembly, caucuses act as the vital organs through which the parliament draws its strength.
Caucuses are very, very important. They are part of the whole. I mean, you come from different ends. So many people, some have different opinions. Through caucuses, you converge those opinions.
Caucuses help to strengthen the unity among ourselves, and also to ensure that projects and programs that are meant for every state, one is not shortchanged.
From political party to regional and state caucuses and the Resolute Women's Caucus, these groups wield significant influence, steering legislative efforts towards their shared interest. The influence of caucuses is not unique to Nigeria. In other parts of the world, such as Canada, caucuses are not just informal gatherings, but recognized bodies funded by Parliament itself, with research offices and dedicated resources to shape policy.
And of course, ensuring that the well-being of our constituencies taken into cognizance in formulation of policies and legislative processes.
Beyond the formalities, caucuses play a deeper role within the Assembly, one that transcends the visible workings of Parliament. They are the silent force behind social control, the engine that escalates overlooked issues and calms stormy debates. When the Parliament at large is paralyzed by division, it is often the caucuses that offer a platform for members to air grievances and work through their conflicts, unburdened by the pressure of public scrutiny. Yet, their power is not without criticisms. Some believe caucuses, rather than unify the assembly, breed division, with members more loyal to their group's agenda than the broader national interest. But in this dynamic tension lies the opportunity for progress.
It builds a national aspect of it. They interact with NGOs and other civil society in terms of integration of ideas. So I believe that caucuses should be encouraged.
As the Nigerian National Assembly continues to evolve, it is clear that parliamentary caucuses could hold the key to driving its legislative agenda forward, balancing the forces of unity and dissent in the delicate web of representative government. Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Let's now pause for some messages. More reports after the break.
Are you looking for a short channel to make your business, goods and services go viral? Look no further, as NTA Parliament is your short channel. Take advantage of our wider reach and advertise your products and services on NTA Parliament DSTV channel 370, GoTV channel 126, StarTimes channel 306, and Free TV channel 706. For more inquiries, contact the marketing department, NTA Parliament, NTA Headquarters Area 11 Garki Abuja, or call these numbers 080-383-40464 or 080-770-78055. NTA Parliament, strengthening Nigeria's democracy.
Thank you for staying with us. Gombe State House of Assembly has received another executive bill concerning the state's medium-term expenditure framework for legislation. Abbas May Kanu reports.
The state medium-term expenditure framework document contains the economic fiscal updates, fiscal strategy paper, and budget policy statements, and other priorities of the government that are crucial for effective implementation of policies and programs within the period 2025 to 2027.
Medium-term expenditure framework is an important document that guides budgetary allocations to both executive and legislative arms of Gombe State government. The document, covering 2025 to 2027 financial years, was referred to the House Committee on Appropriation for further legislative scrutiny.
Is it the wish of this Honorable House that we refer the Gombe State medium-term expenditure framework ranging from 2025 to 2027 to House Committee on Appropriation for further legislative scrutiny? Those in favor will say aye. Aye. Those against, the ayes have it.
The committee is expected to report back to the House on the next legislative date. Under matters of urgent public importance, member representing Yamaltu West constituency, Musa Manazazambo, commended the executive for domesticating the federal government's NG Cares in the state tagged Go Cares. He suggested the need for collaboration between Go Cares and the state legislative arm for more efficiency. Also during the plenary, the House also deliberated on the Gombe State Environmental Protection Amendment Bill.
Is it the wish of this Honorable House that we adjourn?
The House adjourned sitting to Thursday, 10th of this month. In Gombe, Abbas Mekano, NTA News.
Meanwhile, governments at all levels must rise to the occasion of climate change, which stares communities across Nigeria in the face, and work in synergy to deal with the attendant environmental consequences that accompany it. The House Committee Chairman on Ecological Fund, Aminu Sani Jaji, raised the alarm in an interview with journalists after the committees assessed the ecological situation in some parts of Gombe State. Emmanuel Akila reports.
From Gombe, the state capital, to the surrounding settlements and the local government areas, the landscapes speak volume of the impact of environmental degradation in the state. The House Committee on Ecological Fund is here on assessment of the situation.
There are peculiarity in some of the challenges from one state to another state. Here in Gombe, looking at the major challenges is gully erosion, which was the soil factor of that gully erosion might be to either the heavy rainfall.
After the tour of some areas devastated by gully erosion, the committee comes to sit with the state government to look at ways to stop the menace of gully erosion in the state.
By the records, we have around 214 active gullies in Gombe. When I say active, I mean those that are really life-threatening. That is beyond the capacity of a local government or a state.
In respect to Gombe State, there are so many local governments that we have that are having the issues of flooding. About 4 or 3 local government that we have in our database. This local government, we want to make sure that will provide funds that will go in line with what we want to achieve in addressing issues like that.
For states like Gombe, with gully erosion threats in the neighborhood of residents, the state government's efforts, the House Committee on Ecological Fund says, must be supported urgently to save lives and property. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
A bill seeking magistrate courts and outlining provisions for the efficient administration of justice in Kaduna State has passed third reading at the State Assembly. Adamu Sunday reports that the new legislation is expected to enhance the administration of justice in the state.
Following a report by the chairman of the Committee on Judiciary, lawmakers immediately progressed a bill for the third reading. A subsequent motion was moved and carried, successfully enacting the legislation into law.
Establishment of magistrate court and for other purposes related to administration of justice in Kaduna State is now passed into law.
The benefits are to, first and foremost, to ensure that administration of justice is properly structured. When you have a law that provides for jurisdiction, welfare, staff, and then even the condition of the courtrooms, In that situation, you find out that the administration of justice will be enhanced, and the magistrates are put in a position that they'll be better taken care of, so that they will provide services to the people.
Demonstrating the legislature commitment to social welfare, a bill for a law to provide a social security scheme in Kaduna State Amendment 2024 was given its second reading. The importance of this bill prompted a suspension of the House order to facilitate the progress. After extensive deliberations, the bill was referred to a Joint Committee on Special Duties and Judiciary for thorough study. If passed into law, this bill will empower pensioners and civil servants in the state to withdraw funds from their contributory savings managed by pension administrators. Earlier, lawmakers held a press briefing to refute claims made by the People's Democratic Party (PDP) regarding potential amendment to the electoral law.
There is nothing like that on our order paper. We don't have any plan to amend any SECOM law. Before us this morning is a copy of our order paper.
The PDP had alleged that the ruling party was planning to manipulate the electoral process through amendments ahead of upcoming council elections. The lawmakers firmly denied these allegations, asserting their commitment to fair and transparent elections in Kaduna State. In Kaduna, Adamu Sunday, NTA News.
To ease the difficulties faced by citizens traversing the Sankwara-Basang West Road, the Cross River State House of Assembly is urging the state government to rehabilitate this critical infrastructure. Oba Hyacinth reports that this resolution was passed during plenary following a motion moved by the member representing Obanliku State Constituency, Ashakai Pius Ashas.
Concerned by the deplorable state of Sankwara-Basang West Road and its attendant effect on the socio-economic activities in the area, sponsor of the motion, member representing Obanliku State Constituency, Ashaka Pius Ashas, highlights states of the road, and after robust deliberation by members of the 10th Assembly, the House called for urgent intervention by the Ministry of Works and Infrastructure.
It is completely in a deplorable state as the owner movement has become a mess. The agrarian people of Basang West in Obanliku local government area and the road in Buki local government area, who are known for banana plantain production and other food crops, as well as cash crops, can no longer convey them from their farms to market. If the state government move very quickly to attend to this motion, economic improvements, both from the side of government and the citizens, by using that road, will greatly improve, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, we will support the worship calling of the state government through the Ministry of Works to rehabilitate the Sankwara-Basang.
Speaker, Cross River State House of Assembly, Alfred Ayambe, stressed the need for the executive arm of government's quick response to the plight of the people, as this is the essence of representation.
This is the reason for people in assembly. We are not sent here to prioritize ourselves or to place ourselves first before the people. Prayer covered and seconded, those in support of the prayer become the resolution of the Assembly. Aye, and those are in those in support. Aye. Those are in the ayes have it, the prayers have become the resolution.
The urgent call by the Cross River State House of Assembly for improved access road is to enhance development and ease burden faced by motorists and other road users. In Calabar, Oba Hyacinth, NTA News.
Speaker, Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Udeme Otong, has described the death of Akwa Ibom State First Lady, late Pastor Patience Umo Eno, as a huge loss to the state. Elder Otong says, late Pastor Patience Eno was a passionate and dependable mother whose legacies will linger for a lifetime.
The Speaker Udemotong, while commiserating with the State Governor Moino over the death of his wife, says lawmakers are yet to comprehend with the reality of the unfortunate incident.
No doubt, the shock and pains are severe on you, Excellency, and our Governor,
But we know Madam, the First Lady, was a pillar, was a unified force, and a major source of support and strength to you, Your Excellency, and everyone in Akwa Ibom State.
The Speaker, speaking on behalf of the lawmakers, urges the governor to take solace in the Lord, remembering how she touched many lives positively, especially the vulnerable and aged.
As a believer in the own signs in the presence and the Almighty God, we are confident that the Lord of all comforts will console you, Your Excellency, and your entire family over this great loss.
A minute silence was observed by the lawmakers in honor of the departed. Nsika Okon, NTA News.
That concludes the bulletin at this time. Thank you for watching and have a very pleasant evening. I am Ene Ojonuba. Bye for now.